Okay, I am going to talk myself into some kind of regression state, hopefully. I am eating these wonderful French fries, though. Oh my god, they just arrived. My goal is to be able to talk myself into going into some kind of meditation state, either to be privy of past life memories from different lifetimes, or to find out what I agreed upon when I was in the in-between state between Marilyn's lifetime and this one. So let's see if I can talk myself into that at all. Okay? Alright. I want to relax. I want to just become very, very aware of what it feels like to be human, to be in a human body, to breathe, to go from a tense state to a relaxed state. To breathe out, breathe in. Becoming aware of whether or not I am a shallow breather or breathing deep. Become aware of whether or not my chest feels tense or light and free. Breathing is something that's very easy to take for granted. We each do it every single day. But when we leave our bodies, we stop. I want to give myself permission to be open-minded and accept whatever is given to me in terms of memories. I wish only to have memories that are legitimate and true. Nothing fiction, no kind of imaginary thoughts. This isn't about me imposing my will. This is about me just seeing whatever is. This is about me allowing myself to fully accept whatever my soul's history is. Whether I remember something painful, shameful, prideful, blissful, accomplished, defeated. I want to allow myself to completely give into and relax into whatever it is that my soul needs to see in order to process the past and make it useful in my future. I wish to accept warnings. I wish to feel and accept love. I wish to comprehend whatever messages I might receive. I wish to be. I just want to be. No matter how good or bad something is. I don't need to be fearful of being conceited if I accept that there have been good moments in my history. I deserve them if I've worked hard or if I've been blessed in some way. I deserve to rejoice and celebrate and accept happiness. And if I find myself at a point where I remember something difficult, then I need to evaluate that and trust that I'll figure out how to best deal with it. The past is the past. I cannot change any bit of what happened, but I can honor the people I've been before, and I can honor my commitments if I know that I've made any. I do not feel that I am responsible for anything that is not made clear to me. I cannot be held to anything that is kept secret from me. I can only deal with what I know for sure is true. So I want to very innocently and open-mindedly approach my past life as Anne. And I want to give myself permission to go back to that lifetime and see it head on the way I experienced it at the time I experienced it. I don't need to be influenced by anybody else's suggestions about it. I merely want to know what it is I went through during that lifetime, and I give myself permission to play it back. I want to see the highs and lows, and I want to know how I really felt about it as I exited it. I give myself permission to experience any facet of that lifetime or the death and departure from that lifetime. And I give myself permission to do this during the meditation state, during sleep and dream state, or during waking state when my eyes are wide open, even if I'm performing another task. I give myself permission to receive information about this lifetime. As it's able to come to me, and to know the difference between daydreams, wishful thinking, and pushing too hard versus reality. I give myself permission to continue to remember what that lifetime was about when I was Anne, married to a man named Nick, living on a farm and raising and training and selling horses. I give myself permission to look into a mirror and see exactly what Anne looked like. I give myself permission to remember what it felt like to be in her body when I was walking alone, when my man was beside me, or even when my man was inside of me, when we were taking a bath, eating, training the horses, petting the dogs, whatever can come to me, and whatever thoughts and thought patterns I had at the time, whatever love, regrets, anger, ponderings I had during that lifetime, I welcome them to come to me so that I may understand what I need to from that lifetime. I give myself permission to go forward in time to other lifetimes. I give myself permission to remember more about Charlotte's lifetime, whatever details may surface, and to remember specifically what town I lived and died in, what town and what state did that life and death take place. I give myself permission to go to Mary Virginia Wade's lifetime and remember more about the political climate, the soldiers, my family, my intended husband, my illness, my daily tasks, my sister specifically, since I was at her house at the time I died. I give myself permission to go back to that lifetime. I give myself permission to go back to any lifetime where there's a potential help for who I am in my current lifetime. And if I'm missing something, then I give my mind permission to go back to whatever it needs to go back to, whether I am fully aware of what that might be or not. I give myself permission to go back to Norma Jean's lifetime, Marilyn's lifetime, to remember more about my baby, to remember more about my childhood, to remember more about my career, my lovers, to remember more about my death. I give myself permission to go back to remember whatever it is that I need to know in this current lifetime. And I want, and I I give myself permission to go into the in-between state and to and to remember whatever it is that I agreed to before I came back into this lifetime. And I give myself permission to know to know I give myself permission to understand what it was that happened in the in-between state, and what I agreed to in this lifetime, and why I feel like such an abject failure now, when I thought that this lifetime was going to be so much more successful. And I really thought that I knew what I was doing when I came back. Oh, and when oh, I want to understand fully why I came back the way I did. Why I don't have specific talents or specific anything or particular luck when I need it. And why I came back so ordinary, even though I knew I wanted to come back different, but I didn't know, I had no idea how it was going to be. Oh. All right. Oh. I want to remember more about my baby. When exactly was my baby conceived, and when was my baby born, and I want to remember more about my baby. I want to remember more about... I want to remember more about... I want to know more about... I want to remember more about what happened. Why... How I... Oh... Oh... I want to remember more about the in-between life and my past lives. My baby. Oh. I want to know more about everything. I remember Joe and Arthur. I want to remember more about my... Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Mm. Oh God, that's so weird. Oh. Why did I? Why did I? Oh. 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 I don't know why I got stuck on the baby. I mean, obviously, I want to know about the baby. I couldn't get past the baby. I didn't see anything about the baby, but I couldn't get... Yeah. God, now my glasses are all smeared. I know I just mentioned 4 different lifetimes. God, I don't want to have snot in my nose when I'm doing a video. I know I just mentioned 4 different lifetimes, and the crazy part about them was Anne died during childbirth, I was told. She just bled to death. She like passed out and bled to death, and the little baby girl died too. And in Charlotte's lifetime, I was raped and had a baby girl named Jenny, but she died when she was 4. And I was shamed for having a baby out of wedlock, but of course I married my rapist. And during Mary Virginia's lifetime, I'm not going to get into this because she's a famous person, and I don't want any historical societies to get down on me, but there was something that happened during that lifetime involving a pregnancy, and I won't get into that. Um, but it was very clear. It was very clearly when I was trying to just make this stupid tape for the sake of future attempting to past life regress myself. I didn't think anything would actually come out. I thought this tape would just be me talking to me so I could play it back later and maybe go under or something, but I feel like I kind of put myself under, which is very weird because it's hard to get out of it. I felt this like weird limbo, like weird stuckness, like when you're trying to wake up from a bad dream but you can't quite get your eyes open, and you know that something's happening but you can't quite get out of it. That's how I felt. And I was trying to tell myself, to remember more about Norma Jean's baby. And suddenly I got like stuck in this very strange zone. Like I wasn't seeing anything new, but it was like I felt like this weird sort of limbo energy, stuckness, sadness, weird. I felt like my insides were like stuck on a shelf, like it's so hard to explain. Like I think there's something about the baby that's a really big factor, because I feel like when I was Marilyn, I craved success and admiration because I felt that if I didn't have actual love, admiration was the next best thing. And then I kind of talked myself into thinking that extreme admiration was almost like the best kind of love, because that means a person thinks you're amazing. But I always knew that being famous, it never cured whatever was going wrong inside me for more than, like 15 minutes, kind of like buying something and the thrill of buying something, and you feel really happy for 15 minutes to 24 hours, and then you've got to go buy something else because it didn't make you feel happy. And I feel like I always kind of went back to the baby in my mind. Like that would have been real. Even though I wasn't sure I could really manage to take care of a baby, the wishful thinking part of me thought that's still what I would want to do if I really, really was able to. But I somehow did not expect I didn't expect in the middle of making a stupid tape for myself that I would hardly ever cry. I hardly ever cry. Even last week when I was upset about Tress, I was writing poetry. I didn't cry. I did not shed a single tear. When my great aunt, who is 99 years old, died like a month ago, I did not shed a tear. I felt grateful she had a good long life. I felt grateful she was a sound mind for the most part up to the end, and that the last conversations I had with her over the years were just really long and clear and joyous and amazing. My second cousin died like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't shed a tear. I just appreciated everything she did for me, because she just was so nice to me when I was a teenager, and she was like in her 20s or 30 or something like that. I hardly ever cry. I think, I think I have to turn this off, but I think what's very, very painfully clear to me is that I know okay, I just want to say one more thing before I turn this off. I want to make this painfully clear. I know some people think that Marilyn didn't really have a baby, that it was all just a fiction. I know they think she said that. I know that they think it didn't really happen. I've heard that some people claim that I told them that I had a baby girl, and some people claim that I told them I had a baby boy. And some people think that I just made it up for attention. But I didn't. I swear to God I didn't. didn't make it up. I didn't make it up. I had a baby. I had a baby. I had a baby boy. And he was taken away from me. A few days later, I think it was, they told me to go, I think, to a store. There's a store, our neighbors or something. I can't remember. They told me to go. And I went, and I was gone for a while. And when I came back, I went upstairs to check on him, and the crib was empty. And I ran downstairs to find out where he was, and they said, this lady said that he was gone, that I was too young, and I couldn't take care of a baby. And I screamed and I cried because they took him away. And I told myself, that maybe someday I could find him. But boy, at the time, I could have done that, maybe. Got a detective or something. I didn't know if he'd be embarrassed. I didn't know if he'd be embarrassed because Marilyn Monroe took off her clothes. I didn't know. I mean, what was the son supposed to think about his mother becoming famous, taking off her clothes? Oh, gross. And that's what just kills me, is I remember just enough that I know what happened, but I don't know the details, and I can't. I'm sure I look so pathetic. Look at my makeup. My makeup and my eyes messed up from my surgery. You can be the world's greatest sex symbol and a famous actress. But if you don't even know where your baby is, just don't even know where your baby is. I always remembered, I really believed that I conceived my baby boy during Marilyn's lifetime when I was Norma Jean. I always thought it was October, and then I must have had the baby like the first week and a half or so of July. But I'm always wondering if I'm wrong, and I hate to be wrong because There was one girl who actually wrote under one of my videos like 6 months or something ago, and she said she always wondered if her grandfather had been Marilyn's baby, and he was born at the end of March, and I wanted so much for her to be able to say, yes, I think that's right. And, you know, of course that would mean knowing myself, but what if I'm wrong? What if I just remember things wrong? I just always thought I conceived the baby in October, though. When I went out to the shed to get the man, to tell him to wash up for dinner, and he knocked, I knocked on the door, he opened the door, and he pulled me in, and I don't want to talk about it on video. I put it in my book, but I wish I could hypnotize myself or get somebody to hypnotize me into remembering exactly when the baby was born. I'm sure the baby wasn't a premature baby. And I think there were like 4 women or something around me, and I think I went into labor on a couch at nighttime, I think. Or maybe it just lasted into the night, I don't know. But Norma Jean had a baby. The great Marilyn Monroe had a baby. I was a mother during that lifetime, even if I didn't get to raise my baby. Can't do. Anyway, all right. I need to come back. I need to come back to just being Michelle. I need to get out of... Oh. Alright, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can tell I was gonna try to just like relax myself back. Oh, but it just makes me want to go. Oh, it just makes me want to go back into that other energy. Okay, I can't do this. I'll probably just show this tape to my friend Tina, so she knows how scary it is to try to regress yourself. Oh God. Alright. I'm gonna eat my french fries and drink my drink, and I feel like this very odd energy right now. And since Tina's been like my main supporter, not that I haven't had others, but since she's been my main supporter, oh. Alright. I just feel this really strange energy. Alright. It's sort of tingly, but not. I don't know how to explain it. I just keep hearing in my head, Norma Jean's baby, Norma Jean's baby. And I remember, oh God, I remember being so distraught when I found out he was gone. I couldn't believe they did that to me. I could not believe they did that to me. And to him. Maybe he had a better life because he wasn't with me. I'll never know. Well, this was a failure, but maybe not. All right. I feel like right now, if an actual hypnotist were to try to hypnotize me, I would go under.